Hey guys, so lately I've been playing a lot of Payday 2, and the game's pretty addicting, or I wouldn't be playing it anymore because it's just so unbelievably full of just game-breaking bugs, and it's really sad to see that the devs just let this stuff go without making any mention of it or you know they don't even acknowledge most of this stuff, much less try and fix it. They've patched the game 6 times so far, and it's only been out for probably 2 weeks or so, I think, and they've already patched it 6 times. And so far, the majority of the stuff that they've patched, I never even experienced as a problem in the first place, like Steam disconnects and incompatibilities with certain laptop graphics cards and stuff. And the main things that are really a problem for me is stuff like what you see in this image. My friend that I was playing with managed to lag so bad. We live about 15 minutes away from each other, and we both have cable level internet with 10 with good ping. We have about a 30 millisecond ping to each other, and this game has so many desyncing issues. They're obviously a result of terrible client-side coding. Everything is just fucking going crazy in this game. Stuff, guards are in different places on different people's screens. There was one instance where we were playing Ukrainian Job, and on my screen I was in the escape vehicle, and my friend was running towards me, and he didn't make it in time for the escape. And on his screen he was sitting in the escape vehicle, and I was running towards him and didn't make it to the escape. We were basically like running in place in front of the car on each other's screens, and it would cause us to fail the mission as a result. And then there's this instance that you see in the picture, where the lag and desync was so bad that it managed to drop him through the floor of the level, and he ended up like walking around below the level for quite a while, and on his screen he came back up above it after a couple minutes, but on my screen he was still running around on the bottom of the level. And when we both got to the escape vehicle, on my screen he was about 200 feet away underground, and on his screen we were both in the truck, and then the level ended. So it's just stuff like this that's so ridiculous that they haven't fixed it yet. Here's another major problem I have. You can see in this footage that the video is really choppy. It stops for a couple seconds. There's a frame drop, and that's not because my computer is not capable of recording this game. I'm getting 135 FPS, which is the frame rate cap for this game. Regardless of what graphics settings I choose, I get the max FPS, 1920 by 1080, and every 10 to 45 seconds I get a frame rate drop from 135 down to 30, and it causes a 1 to 2 second pause in the game where I can't do anything, and then I come back from it, and it's really frustrating. It didn't happen with the beta of the game or the first couple updates, but I think after like update 2 or 3 it started happening and hasn't gone away since. I've tried clearing my graphics settings, I've deleted the file. I've tried closing background processes, even though I know it's not my computer that's causing the issue. I just bought Splinter Cell Blacklist today. I can play that on completely maxed out settings, 1920 by 1080, and get a constant 80 FPS in that game. There's no fucking reason why I shouldn't be able to play this game on max settings and get a smooth experience. I've tried playing windowed mode, I've tried playing a lower resolution, I've tried playing with all the settings, I've tried turning VSync on, nothing helps. The frame rate drops about 80% of my frames every 10 to 30 seconds or whatever, and it's really frustrating. And I just wish the devs would take a moment and seriously address some of these concerns, especially the synchronization issues that people are having, and just say, even if they don't know how to fix it, I don't give a shit if they don't know how to fix it or not. I want them to say, hey, we're aware that some of you are having an issue, and we're going to try our best to fix it. But instead we get all this bullshit of them. Let me pull up the changelog for the last update, and let's see what's important to them. Let's see what they've been spending their time and effort and resources on while the community is constantly complaining. It's people keep complaining about the same things over and over again, and the devs are getting annoyed that people are saying the same things over and over again. And you just have to stop and think for a minute, why is everyone saying the same thing over and over again? It's because you fucking idiots haven't fixed it. That's why. You know, people wouldn't have to keep repeating themselves if after 6 updates you'd fix some of this stuff. You know, the people that are repeating themselves are the people that are most annoyed with the things that still haven't been fixed. Let me look at the changelog. So, update 6, which came out on the 24th of August, they fixed a couple crashes, which I've never experienced. They fixed a couple crashes that people were getting when they gain achievements. Okay. They fixed some assets that weren't, some level assets that weren't working, you know, like the inside man assets that you buy. They fixed some level specific stuff like an alleyway door. They aren't even specific about what they fixed. It just says fixed alleyway door in nightclub level. What the hell does that mean? Just stuff like that is ridiculous. Okay, so sorry, that was update number 1. So that was their day 1 update, was just patching patching level specific issues that weren't even game breaking. Level 2, or update 2, which came out so that was August 13th. So that was the day 1 or day 2 patch. And then it took them another 7 days, so it took them a full week to release the second update. And this had quite a few improvements, which should have been done on day 2 or at the latest day 3. But I will commend them for fixing all this stuff. They did fix quite a lot. But they ignored the most of its level specific stuff again, and they ignored the core problems with the game, where the multiplayer is totally out of sync for all the clients. The what do you call it? The detection bar is totally laggy for clients. Like the detection bar could appear on your screen and already be half full, and then lag its way up to the top when you've already moved to behind an object. The game isn't in sync with your current location and says you're detected anyway, and says you're being seen through walls, through cars, through bushes, or not bushes, but through hedge walls, and all this other ridiculous stuff that hasn't been fixed still. Update 3 was a rousing one fix. Fixed a bug so that players could use the invite friends feature in game again. Oh, that's wonderful. So you broke the friend invitation system. How did you not notice that before releasing update 2? And then update 4, so that took them that was the next day after update 2. They released that to patch their own stupidity. And then update 4 was on August 22nd, the day after that. And then this one, they fixed 3 things. Fixed a bug on bank jobs where sometimes the van doors wouldn't open, which means you're done with the level. Picture this, you're done with the level. This is the bank heist. You've already spent probably 25 minutes or more, not counting how many times you've had to reattempt the level because you failed it stealthily or died. You're finally done. You have all your bags ready to go. You start running them across the level, and you reach the end of the level, and you go, oh, the van doors aren't fucking open. So now you've completely wasted this attempt. You can't finish the level, and it was a total waste of time. And if you're not playing with 4 people, that also means that you have to force yourself to die, which is one of the most frustrating experiences in this entire game, because the AI just keep reviving you like fucking Jesus. When you don't want them to revive you, they're very insistent. And when you do want them to revive you, they immediately die and fall over. So that's just wonderful. Fixed a bug on Firestarter day 3, whatever. Fixed a bug where the secondary gun would not show up in the safe house. I don't give a shit what happens in the safe house. I never even go there because it's pointless. And then update 5, a day after that, was several fixes. This was probably the most significant update they made to the game. There were several fixes to the skill trees, and they buffed some stuff that was pretty unfair, and fixed some other things that should have been fixed within the first week of release. And then the big punch to the face, I think it was, let's see, was it update 6? No, it was update 5. They made it so that you could not grab bags or revive your friends through walls anymore. And this is really important to touch on because obviously you can't grab things through walls, and if you're trying to make a realistic game, then fine. But the problem here is that they set the precedent in Payday 1 and for the last 2 weeks of Payday 2 that it was basically a core gameplay element that you could grab bags through walls. And for some of the heists, that was like a total lifesaver to be able to grab the bags through walls. Like on Watch Dogs, you could throw all the bags to the back of the truck, or rather the front of the truck, and then grab them through the wall of the truck, and it would keep you from getting shot at when you're on high difficulty on Watch Dogs. Now you can't do that anymore. They took that out with no explanation no explanation as to why they made that decision, other than I think they made some remark about no more easy heists or something. And they basically, what they've done there is they've taken out the only aspect of this game that made it fairly easy enough to still be enjoyable. You know, there's so many elements of this game that are against you because of bugs or connection issues that you really have to relish in the things that do help you, and that was one of them, and they've taken it away. And let's see. Bags. You can no longer grab them through walls, fences, and such. The easy days are gone. Really? It's been like that since Payday 1. You never made any effort to fix it or acknowledge that it was a bug. You basically embraced it as a feature, and now you're taking it away from us 2 weeks into the game. And then apparently it was important for them to make the loot bags show up in a growing pile in your escape car or chopper. That's really useful. That's important. I need to see that, of course. It took them a week and a half to fix it so that, first of all, it took them a week to add the ability to disable the AI in a co-op match. And then it took them another week to fix a bug where if you ever changed what contract you were on, or even went to the crime.net menu again after choosing a contract, it would forget your setting of turning off the AI, so that ended up in a lot of frustrating experiences where we ended up with AI even after turning them off. You know, so then you spend 10 minutes trying to fucking die because the AI keep reviving you. And, you know, there's so many obvious problems with this game that have just not been addressed at all. And it really, really, really annoys me and disappoints me. I think in this on day 1 of release, there was a thread of people reporting bugs. And I think within hours of the game being released, there was already about 400 replies of people reporting bugs. And it just makes you wonder, did this studio even have a QA team? I mean, obviously they did, but what the hell were they doing? Just sitting there with their thumbs up their ass the whole time, or were they actually playing the game? How do you not notice this stuff before you release the game? How do you not fix it within days of releasing the game? What is their focus? You know, where are their heads at? What? It's just such a good game, and it's totally ruined by all these problems, and that's the most tragic thing of all. It's like Far Cry 3. That was such a great game, and the single-player experience was really polished, but the multiplayer experience could have been great, and it wasn't, because Ubisoft stopped supporting the game. Uplay is a big pile of shit, and the connection is terrible. The only people left playing it are on all corners of the earth, so that even makes the connection problems worse. And it's just really, really depressing to see this happen to games. And you would think the devs would be depressed about it and try to do something about it, but all these devs do is spend their time moderating the forum, deleting all the duplicate posts, and giving these bullshit PR responses to people saying that they're not aware of any of the issues that we're talking about, and that they will, quote, have their QA team take a look at it. Another thing, probably the last thing I'll touch on, is I bought the Career Criminal Edition. I actually bought the 4-pack. Me and my friends, you know, pooled our money together to buy the 4-pack, the Career Criminal Edition 4-pack. And that was supposed to come with a soundtrack, which it did come with. It was supposed to come with a let me pull up the screen so that I don't misspeak about any of this. Oh, that's interesting. The Career Criminal Edition doesn't exist anymore, so I guess it was just a pre-purchase type thing. So I can't actually quote what it was supposed to come with, but from my memory, I know for sure we were supposed to get a, I believe, 15% discount on all purchases, period. We were supposed to get some bonus assets right at the beginning, which we did get. We got a mil-spec sight and a skull mask or something like that. And we were supposed to get some money to start us off. And we did get all those. But Overkill fucked up and gave everyone the Career Criminal Edition discount. And this was after the game was released, so it's not like they can go and reset everybody's stats to make up for it. So for a lot of people, you know, I'm not one of those people. I bought it to support the devs, which I now regret. But a lot of people bought it for the discounts. They wanted the leg up on their friends. You know, they wanted to be able to advance through the game faster. And they basically fucked those people over by giving the discount to everyone by accident. And the icing on the cake is people reported this. People noticed it and people reported it. And it took the Payday team a couple days to acknowledge this. And then once they did acknowledge it, their response was, "That's weird. You know, we don't think that's happening, but I'll have the QA team look into it for you." Oh, great. Thanks. Have your QA team look into it. Don't just boot the fucking game and look at it. And then the next day, of course, they released an update saying fixed a bug where everyone was getting the Career Criminal Edition discount. You know, how about compensating us for the fact that you just took away one of the main exclusive features of the 4-pack or the Criminal Edition? Give us a cash bonus. Give us an XP bonus. Give us something. Don't just tell us basically tell us that you don't believe us, and then the next day go, "Oh, wait, you're right, we did fuck up," and then fix it. Come on. Really? And then the last thing that just occurred to me that happened in Update 5, I believe, is they added escape missions to the one-day heists. So previously, you'd only have escape missions are kind of like this transition into the next day, basically, where it's just like a 5-minute mission where you have to transport your bags from one car to another, and it's fine. I mean, it's kind of an annoying thing to have to do, but it's part of the game. I understand, and it does add to the experience. So, you know, that's fine on 3-day heists or 2-day heists. It gets you from one day to the next. But then they've gone ahead and added it to the one-day heist, specifically Ukrainian Job and Night Club, which are the two missions that everyone was playing to farm points and cash in this game because it's really unrewarding otherwise to play the other missions, because why play Watch Dogs for 20 minutes to get $200,000 when you can play Ukrainian Job 4 times or less and get the same amount of money in about 5 minutes? And so they've added these 5-minute escape missions to the end of the one-day heist. So basically there's no way to just jump into this game and play a quick heist anymore. You're forced to play these escape missions to get your reward. And I think that's really low. And I think they've ruined more of their levels by doing that. And they probably lost a lot of players by doing that. And I really think they need to stop and think about what they're doing and the effects that they're having, or the effects that their decisions have on their community, because their community is getting worse and worse, or angrier and angrier, I should say, for good reason. And I think I even read a quote from somebody that said that one of the Overkill devs, I believe his name is Amir, A-M-I-R, said that the community was, quote, toxic. You know, if you don't even respect the people that are playing your game, then you might as well just stop making games, because you make games for the people that play them. You don't make games to rip them off. And I feel like that's what's happening lately, is everybody's making games with the intent of ripping off the end user and, you know, making away with as much cash as they can for as little effort as possible. And it's really, really bad for the games community, and it's just really sad. So Anyway, I'm done ranting about this game for now, and if they do anything worse to this game, I'm probably just gonna stop playing it because every time I get off this game, I regret the last hour or 2 or 3 or 4 hours I spent playing this game. So that's it for now, guys. See ya.